So you want to get promoted. Good on ya. Game on. What do? There are steps you can take that will make it much more likely that you will be looked at positively for promotion, and also mistakes that most of us make that in fact make it really unlikely you're ever going to get tagged as somebody to move on up. Number one, be brilliant at the basics. And the basics are be brilliant at taking delegation, showing that you're accountable. I can link below to a really great checklist of how to show that you're accountable. Do what you say you're going to do it on time. If there are issues, make sure that you go with lots of advance notice. Just be brilliant at the basics of being accountable for the job you're in today. I have seen lots of people who want to show how smart they are, how capable they are of doing the next job, and in the process, neglect the things that they are being paid to do in their current role. That is a surefire path to not only to not get promoted, but probably even not to be around for long. Be brilliant at the basics. Number two, deliver business outcomes. Now, what's an outcome? An outcome is a change in the world. Now, the world could be your tiny little world in supply chain or finance or whatever else, but it's a change in the world that you didn't control. It's the thing that you are working toward. So there's activities that you do to create outputs, things that you do control. And if you're doing the right outputs, then you get the outcomes the business needs. Now, the vast majority of your colleagues are only thinking about outputs. Some of them are just stuck doing activities, meaningless activities that add no value and lead to nothing. They're definitely not getting promoted. But the folks who are stuck on just, here I'm delivering, I'm producing everything you've asked of me, so the people who are becoming known as very productive are not going to be as likely to get promoted as the people who are known for being effective. So the things you're producing are creating the changes in the world that you are looking for. That's the person who's going to get promoted. So make sure you're having conversations with your manager about, what are we trying to accomplish here? What would be different for our customers if we're successful? Those kinds of questions to focus on outcomes. Number three, I talk a lot about thought load. It's a term that I coined to describe all of the stuff that sits in our overhead and distracts us and stresses us out and triggers us. One of the best ways to be somebody who is very favored by the boss is to reduce their thought load. What are the things you can do so that they don't have to be worrying about it? That is not something weighing on them. So little things like being very explicit about, okay, I've got this, so that they don't have to think about it. When you do take accountability for something, giving them an update before they even worried about it. Just want to let you know, here's where I'm at. Then they don't have to be constantly, oh, I wonder where that is. I wonder if that's being delivered. I wonder who's on that. So anything you can do that reduces your boss's thought load is a very valuable way to have them think, this person's going places. Number four, learn, constantly learn, be curious, but make your learning obvious. So what are you working on? So I'll link below to an article that's a strategy for how you constantly have something you're working on and how to ask for feedback from your boss, but how you can learn and grow and develop in that particular area. So when you do that, I call it the strike zone method. When you do that, you show your boss you're keying in on the right places to learn and grow. You are looking and open to them for help. And you're putting that into practice and talking about how you're using that to get better. So learn, be curious, be open, but also make that obvious to your boss about how you're constantly raising your game. Now, number five is probably the most counterintuitive and the biggest mistake that I see people making when they want to be promoted. And that is they act as if nobody could do their job as well as they do. I see this right up to the level of people looking to become the next CEO in succession planning. And when the people doing succession planning come to them and say, okay, great. So who are the two people who work for you who could potentially take your job? And they're like, oh, well, I don't think anybody's ready. What are you doing? all you're doing is telling these people they can't afford to move you from your job because things will implode. If you want to be promoted, you have to find a way to make yourself superfluous in your current job. Make it absolutely, confident and a sure thing that if you move up to another job, your old job is going to be in good hands. So again, it is the opposite of what a lot of people do. They want to feel special. They want to feel like they're so smart. That's why they deserve to be promoted. But they're shooting themselves in the foot by making it seem like nobody else could do what they do. So really, really, really important. If you want to be promoted, make sure it's clear that somebody else could do your job perfectly well. So if you want to get promoted, start with being brilliant at the basics. Do not show how much all other sophisticated, awesome stuff you can do while you don't even come in on budget on your key projects. Number 2, stop thinking about outputs and start thinking about outcomes. How does the world need to change? And does your approach need to be shifted and tweaked and iterated to make sure that you're getting those outcomes? Reduce your boss's thought load, learn and make it obvious that you're learning, and most importantly, make yourself superfluous in your current job.